Before I joined the Army, I guess I was lazy. But then I wanted a challenge in my life, so I joined the Army.
Before I joined the Army, I was cooking at a restaurant.
I was in college. I was going for my civil engineering degree. I was finishing up my basic.
Well, I graduated from college. I really didn't feel I was doing everything that I could do.
There I was, 20 years old. I was not very happy with my job, and I just decided that I needed to change.
I saw what the Army had done for my brother. My brother was enlisted and then became an officer, and I wanted that.
So I went and I saw my Army recruiter.
I had heard horror stories coming into the Army about basic training.
In basic training, you really learn who you are.
The first day we pulled up in the bus, that thought that crosses everybody's mind is, oh my gosh, what did I do? It crossed through my mind.
I know I am unusual, but I was one of those people that were very excited to go to basic training.
Basic training was a totally different experience from being back in the civilian world.
We did so many things that challenged our bodies and our minds.
After a while, it just became second nature. It became easy, it became normal, and I bonded with the people I was in basic with. So it was great. I made a lot of friends from it.
I never thought I'd be able to do the things that I did in basic training.
So in the U.S. Army, you can do anything. It's all up to how far you want to push yourself. And in basic training, you'll learn how far to push yourself because they'll help you do it.
I learned that as long as someone does stick their mind to something, they can do it.
Army Strong means so many things.
Confidence, discipline, and respect.
Being able to overcome all the obstacles that life faces you.
Commitment, physical training, personal strength, leadership.
And knowing that I'm a part of something bigger than me.
I love what I do every day, and I love serving my country.
The Army has definitely exceeded my expectations.
When I look at myself in the mirror, I am proud of who I have become.
I had a lot of choices at 18 years old, and luckily I picked the right one.
My life really didn't begin until I joined the Army.
Life on the post is wonderful. I mean, we have numerous facilities that we take advantage of, such as the gyms, all the MWR facilities.
Life on the post is fun because I have a lot of friends here and we do so many things.
Occasionally, I go bowling, I go skate.
I'm here in Kansas, so I do a lot of fishing. I've played a lot of flag football in Germany, which was fun.
On my free time, I like to go bowling and go to the gym with my friends.
Try to get on the golf course at least once a week, and I usually don't have a problem at doing that.
I go swimming, I go boxing. The people on post are very, very helpful at any time that you need them. The PX is right there for your convenience. In case you don't want to go off post to go to a grocery store, the commissary is always right there. Some of my best friends are people who I've met in the Army. And everyone is here to watch everyone's back. And, you know, sometimes I don't know something and, you know, I know that I can always turn to one of my friends for help. I just love to be around the post. It's a wonderful place to be for me.
The Army provides a lot of training for us. As a kid, I was always good at computers. When I joined the Army, it really did teach me what new things are out there. I'm a 13 Romeo, which is a firefinder radar operator.
I'm a 97 Bravo, counterintelligence special agent. To become a 97 Bravo, it's a long process. You go to an extensive training in Fort Huachuca, Arizona. Basically there, they teach us all about collecting, the report writing, and the talking to people. My job allows me to help others by simply talking to them.
Once I decided to become a military working dog handler, I attended dog school at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. I learned the basics on military police working dog patrol and detection, things that I could later apply to my advanced training when I got to my unit.
Well, I've always had a passion for cooking, and I felt that the Army provided all the opportunities I needed in order to be a successful cook. I finished basic training, and I went to AIT, and I learned how to do things that I've never done before, such as cake decorating, banquet settings, patisserie and baking, and ice carving.
This is a job that really anybody can do as long as you push yourself to do it. In the Army, you never stop learning. It is constant, every day.
The training here in Army programs is top-notch. We get hands-on a lot more than a civilian sector does.
I've only been practicing law for a year and a half, and already I've had opportunities that so many of my peers and my classmates haven't had.
If I wasn't in the Army, I'd never have these opportunities. And the training I'm getting here will really benefit me for what I want to do at a later life.
I've always wanted to be a criminal justice major, and afterwards I could definitely find a job easier having military police experience rather than just being a normal Joe off the street.
I have absolutely no doubt that in 10 years from now, whether I'm still in the Army or whether I'm out in civilian practice, I can look back on this and be proud of it and also have a great career advantage because of my service to the country.
I have learned things in the Army that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. This is the best job in the Army. I love going to work every day with the military working dog. I love that my job can serve my country.
Being part of a crew on Black Hawk is incredible. You're so close with the people that you work with. You really grow to them and know them and just become a family.
I love working with this equipment, and I learn new things every day.
Counterintelligence fits me perfectly. I've grown in ways I didn't even know possible.
I love to be around the soldiers. I love to get to know the soldiers. I love everything about being in the Army.
There are so many MOSs that the Army offers. There's an MOS for everybody.
The cool thing about my job is that the Army is always offering continuing education. I certainly like to take advantage of all those opportunities.
I love the opportunity to meet people from all around the country. You know, I'm 27 years old and I'm doing things that I never thought that I'd be doing at this age.
One of the great things about the Army is that there's 100% tuition assistance while you're serving. The Army will actually pay for any classes 100%.
I got in the Army by applying for what's called the Health Professional Scholarship. One of the biggest benefits that it provides you is that it pays for your medical school, books, fees, and tuition, as well as covers for your personal health insurance.
I did go to college while I was in the Army and before the Army. The Army paid for my college education.
On my own time, I'm studying for my college degree, which the Army pays for. I really love this because I'm studying for what I want to do and serving my country at the same time.
The Army allows people to travel.
My first contract was in Germany.
There's installations all over the world. The Army has taught me so much and given me so much that I think anyone can benefit from coming to the Army. All you need is a little bit of dedication, a little bit of motivation, and a recruiter to help you out along the way.
When I joined the Army Reserve, I was fresh out of high school and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life.
I decided that I needed a little bit more responsibility, and so I decided to join the Army Reserve.
When I first joined, my parents were a little skeptical about me coming in the Army Reserve. But as the time went by and my parents saw the skills I was gaining, they were proud of me.
Well, for me, I thought the Army Reserve was the best decision for the things I wanted to accomplish in life.
I joined the Army Reserve to get an education.
The Army Reserve introduced me to the career that I'm in right now.
A lot of the things I do in the Army Reserve, I can also do in my civilian job.
So the Army Reserve has taught me a lot of things that I did not know before.
I just believe in the organization. I believe in the standards that have been set.
The Army Reserve seemed like the best choice for me.
I believe in the teamwork. I believe in the camaraderie.
When I first got into Army Reserve, I had to go to basic training.
Of course, basic training was intimidating at the beginning, but I knew that it was mental and not physical, and I'd be a stronger person once I got through it.
If you're worried about basic training, I would pretty much tell you that there's really nothing to worry about.
Basic training was fun. It was an adventure.
Something just changed inside of me. I became like a totally different person.
It was a difficult time, but I also had a blast.
I do look forward to our monthly battle assemblies.
Battle assemblies are a good time to meet up with some of my friends in my unit.
I look forward to seeing the people that I haven't seen in a month. I look forward to any changes that may have occurred in someone's life or within the organization.
I know I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to have a blast.
And I also get to hang out with my Army friends.
Being in the Army Reserve, I actually learned how to be a leader. It gave me the confidence to go out there and show people what I can really do.
Really made me grow up a lot and learn how to be a man.
I've always been a strong person, but the Army Reserve has taught me how to be a leader.
The Army Reserve has taught me many things about who I am and who I want to be down the road. To me, Army Strong really emphasizes the strength that the Army has at every level.
The Army requires you and makes you a stronger person.
I mean, it takes an incredible amount of strength just to be, able to do your job physically, be there mentally.
Everything that you see here and that I am today is because of the Army Reserve. Every skill set I have, I've pretty much learned through that organization. Basically, I'm very proud to serve.
One thing I didn't expect in joining the Army Reserve is how relevant what I was exposed to was in the civilian world.
Everything that I have learned in the Army has taught me how to be a better person in my civilian life.
I've always been a strong personality, but the Army Reserve taught me how to be a leader.
Morals, values, how to be a real independent person and be there, for my family and friends.
The Army Reserve gives to me that crosses over into the civilian sector is the teamwork.
Responsibility, accountability, being where you need to be, when you need to be.
Makes you think on your toes at all times.
As well as the time management, organizational skills.
As our society is so fast-paced that time management is like an invaluable skill.
All the skills that I learned in the Army Reserve, I now use as being a mother, as being an employee.
I never realized that the Army would show me how important professionalism is.
I'm able to talk with someone who may be a colleague efficiently, as well as someone who may be a vice president, still get my point across and display a level of professionalism that may be unmatched by others.
It will be very beneficial to know how to be a leader, maybe be in management positions later on in large companies.
I have an easier time getting jobs because I know that I'm dedicated, that I'm, gonna be there. I stand up to what I'm supposed to do.
I have a lot more initiative than I ever would have had I not been a member of the Army Reserve.
I was interested in aviation since I was a little kid. I saw the planes fly by and the helicopters, and it interested me just like it would any other child. So when I grew up, I decided to pursue that interest, and the Army Reserve helped me do that. I have the skills that I learned about working on helicopters that if I wanted to, I could go apply at an aviation company and work on aircraft in the civilian world as well.
The skills that I received would be pretty much anything to do with watercraft operation. I could work as a deckhand, anywhere, and make good money and always have a secure career.
I always wanted to be a mechanic in my life. I've been working on vehicles with my dad ever since the age of 11. I went to AIT, which is Advanced Individual Training, to learn how to work on these big trucks.
AIT is your school after basic training, which is where they teach you your MOS skills. This MOS has turned out wonderful for me because I could take this and do a civilian job with it.
Before I joined the Army Reserve, I had no exposure to electronics, and now in 10 years I hope to be teaching electronics. In AIT, they gave me a good foundation of electronics theory and application. I got exposed to a lot of equipment that you just can't get exposed to in the civilian world. After learning all that I did about electronics, I'm now majoring in that in school.
Well, for me, I thought the Army Reserve was the best decision for the things I wanted to accomplish in life. In my MOS, we work with a lot of different things. We're pretty much the operations department. We work with flight records for the aviators. Some of the skills I have learned have been the leadership skills, which have affected me then and they affect me now. The teamwork, the organizational skills, the time management, the ability to deal with many different types of individuals. I've learned a lot of things.
The Army Reserve really did give me a skill that I am going to use for the rest of my life.
Well, if you were just graduating high school and couldn't afford college or weren't sure what you wanted to do in life, I would say the Army Reserve offers you many different benefits.
When I graduated from high school, I found out how expensive college was going to be. Then I found out about the Army Reserve and how much money they offer towards college.
The Army will send you to learn.
One of the big benefits of the Army Reserve is the GI Bill. The GI Bill is an educational assistance program designed to help soldiers get through college. Tuition assistance pays you monthly while you're still in the Army Reserve, and the GI Bill you can use for up to 10 years after you join.
I get a kicker through the GI Bill once a month, which helps pay some of the bills that I have to pay, and I don't think I would have been able to make it as far as I have through college without the Army backing me.
I definitely enjoy the tuition assistance benefit because that's helped me accomplish more of my educational goals than anything else.
I received all the benefits that I was promised by my recruiter. I got a kicker on my GI Bill, which increases the amount per month I'm given while I'm going to school.
I've been to college, going to college, will continue to go to college, all thanks to the Army Reserve.
I got everything that I was promised.
I enjoy the benefits of being able to use the services and facilities that any of the active duty enlisted soldiers can use.
Before I went to the recruiter, I didn't know what kind of privileges that I would have as a soldier. And when I started talking to him, I realized there was so much stuff that was available.
On post, my wife and I shop at the commissary. We may shop at the post exchange if they've got some cheaper prices.
I do know that things are a lot cheaper on post, and I could benefit greatly from shopping on post, save a lot of money.
Juggling my life between the Army Reserve, working, and going to college is a massive challenge.
The thing that I do like about it is they're very flexible in honoring your commitment with them as well as your commitment in your civilian sector.
The thing that attracted me the most is that I could stay at my civilian job and go work for my country or serve my country whenever they needed to call me up.
I've met a lot of friends throughout my Army career. I met friends in basic training, in AIT, I met friends in my unit.
I've made many friends in the Army Reserve.
Even when we're at drill, we all go out to dinner together, we all go out and eat, and we all sleep on the same boat sometimes when we're at battle assembly.
You learn from everybody. So that's the one thing I really like about the camaraderie in the Army Reserve.
My name is Amy Forza. I'm a student at Pacific Lutheran University. I've been in the Army ROTC program for 3 years. I actually attended Pacific Lutheran University before I found out about Army ROTC. As soon as I came to the university, I was approached by the ROTC cadre, and I decided to join.
The initial attractions to the Army ROTC program for me was the scholarship money for paying for my education, the experience, the leadership development that the Army ROTC program instills into every soldier. Pacific Lutheran University has a pretty large program of ROTC cadets, so I think a lot of the other students at PLU are used to seeing ROTC students walking around in their uniform, and they're very welcoming.
All right, I'm not gonna lie to you. The Army ROTC program takes a lot of your time. It's a challenge, and a lot of times it can be really tough. The benefits I get from it outweigh those things that I have to go through. The Army ROTC program not only provided benefits for school, but also leadership development, skills that I'm gonna need after I graduate college for the professional world. My goals in the Army ROTC program is to become a civil affairs officer. I really enjoy being a college student. I enjoy my friends, I enjoy the life here, and I enjoy being an Army ROTC cadet. I can actually see the Army ROTC program working for me. I can see it changing me, developing me as a student, as a person, as a leader.
The Army ROTC program has been a life-changing thing for me. I've learned a lot as a soldier, as a civilian. I've grown a lot in these last 3 years.
My name is Justin King. I'm a student here at Pacific Lutheran University. This is my first year in the Army ROTC program here at PLU. I actually do what's called a simultaneous membership program, where I go on the weekends and drill with a Chinook helicopter unit, and then also do my ROTC time during the week. What really got me interested in the ROTC program was all the benefits they were offering and the ability to further my career in the Army. Some of the great benefits that I received here was that I was able to get a 2-year scholarship from the Army ROTC program with full tuition paid. One of the things that I learned more as I'm getting into the ROTC program is how my advisor, my military instructor, is really being able to help me along with my career, not just as a soldier, but also as a college student. They're not just here to pound information into my head. They're gonna make you succeed both academically, socially, and as a soldier. I've met a lot of people. Some of my best friends now here are in Army ROTC. The Army ROTC program isn't just like the Army. It is actually just getting you used to what would Army life be like. It's a very tight-knit group. We hang out on the weekends, we go out for fun. My intentions after this are actually to be a guaranteed reserve soldier. The more I get into the program, the more I would actually just stay because of the people in the program. I mean, I come to PT and I see people that I know have my back. We come to PT in the mornings at least 3 days a week. We exercise just like any sport would do. And then we go to a class and learn how to become a leader, not just the Army world, but in the real world. because of the skills I've learned in Army ROTC. Without that, I would just be another college student, just sits in the back, quiet, and doesn't say anything. I think they really help me in what I do. I'm very proud to be in Army ROTC. I get to serve my country while continuing my education.